Dear students, greetings from Dr. T. Sendil Murugan, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Information Technology, Kakatiya Institute of Technology and Science, Warangal. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about categories of user-defined functions. In previous videos, we have discussed about what is user-defined function and what is function prototype or how to declare the functions. These things we have discussed in the previous videos. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about categories of user-defined functions. So this is week 9 video lecture 3 and classroom discussion topic 27, categories of user-defined functions. So lecture level outcome is, after completion of this lecture, student will be able to develop the code in C using different categories of user-defined functions. Okay. So in the previous class, what we discussed, what is function prototype and function declaration, syntax of function declaration, return type, function name, arguments. So those things we discussed. Okay. So then how to call the functions? Function call we discussed. So the function name, within the brackets, we have to give the arguments. So example, add 5, 6 we are given. So we are calling the function with the 2 integer values. And function definitions, how we can write it, like same function declaration without semicolon we have to write and define the function, how it will perform. The example, x plus y, we performed addition operation in the particular video lecture. So now we are going to discuss about type of functions or categories of functions. Okay, a function may or may not accept any arguments. It may or may not return any values. So based on that, we have 4 types of functions. In that first one, function without argument, without return type. Okay. So without return type means void. It's not written any value. Without argument means empty brackets. So that is considered the function without arguments, without return values. And second is without arguments, again empty brackets with return type. So it may be written any values. It may be written integer or float or character, any value it will return. So it is starting with int. Okay. The next one, function with arguments. So within the brackets, you have to give the argument list. Argument 1, argument 2, like int 1, yeah, int or float or character, whatever will give the arguments that you will give within the brackets. And without return type, again without means void. Okay. So last one is with argument and with return type. So here it have written some integer value example. So it will return any value and it have arguments like within the bracket, the function definition takes some values from other function call, then it will perform the task. So these 4 types with the 4 combinations, the categories of functions are there. The first type, you just recall it, function with no argument but no return values. Okay, so no argument, no return values. What I said, so in that no argument means while we are calling the function, we are not giving any values. Just we are calling the functions. We are not given any arguments. Then the function definition also no return values. There is no return statement. Okay, it's not return any values to the main function. The second category is function with no arguments and return values. Okay, so here it is no argument, but it will return some values. Okay, it will call the function and it will return some value that will be stored in A. Okay, so no input we are given to function, but after performing this function will return some value. That example B value it is written. That B value will be assigned to A. Okay, this is second type. Third type, function with arguments and no return values. Okay, no return value means void. Okay, So with arguments means we are passing the arguments that will be taken as integer values and it will perform the functions, but it does not return any value. Okay, so return statement is not there. This is the third type. Fourth type, with argument with return type. So with argument with return values. With argument means we are passing the argument A. It's actual argument. We are calling the function with arguments. We are passing on values. Okay, value of argument we are passing it. So it will take as F, it will perform some operation. Finally, it will return E. So the E value will be again sent to the main function that will be assigned to B. This is the fourth type. These are the categories of functions, user defined functions. Simple example programs you will see here to find the factorial, how we will work. Okay. So for find the factorial of given number. So for that, what we have to do? So this function is does not return any value. The function name is fact. It will take one integer value from the function call. Okay, in the function call, what we will give for what we have to find the factorial, that number we will give. So that number we will take it from the main function and we will pass to that function with n value. So if you are given 5, it will take 5. Then fact of 5 will be there. So while reading this line, automatically the control will be shifted to here. So it will take n value is 5 because it is passed to 5. That it will perform finding the factorial value, fact star I. So I value 1 up to n, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 4, 5. Up to 5 will there. Okay. So the value, finally we can print the factorial value. So the output is, if you are given 5, it will print 120. So what we have to see in this program means how to declare the function. Okay, how to call the function and how to define the function. So these three parts we are seeing. So in this, what type of functions we are used? So void means no return values, no return values, and it will take one arguments. So with arguments, this type we are seeing this example program. Okay, with argument. Anybody have doubt? Okay, so now this is the reflections part. You read the question and read the answer also. Select the correct answer. I will give 10 seconds time. How to identify the function type using function declaration. Return type of the function declaration. Arguments of the function declaration. Both 1 and 2. And fourth one, number of arguments in the function declaration. Okay. So thank you. I hope you are chosen the correct answer. I will show the answer. If you are chosen the wrong answer, please go back and watch the video. Then you will answer it. Okay. So the correct answer is both 1 and 2. Like based on the return type, based on the arguments in the function declaration, we can say the function type. So in this, which it have return type or not, return values or not, it have arguments or not. Based on that, we are saying the type of the function. So we'll see that another example program. So in this program, what method we are going to use? Here you see, while we are seeing the function declaration itself, we can say that function type of the function. Okay. So this is a function declaration. In this, what type of category of function we are used? Int is there. So this function have return values. So with the return values. And it function takes some arguments. So with arguments. Okay. So the function with return values with arguments. This type of function we are seeing now. So in the main function, what happen? It will take one value. Then it call the functions. The function name is check prime with given values. You will give one value, that value it will take. If example, you will take 7. Okay. So check from 7. So while reading this line itself, the compiler transfer the flow to the particular function. Okay, so then will come with that value n1 value. So n1 is 7 example. So I equal to 2. Locally we are declared variable. So now I equal to 2. So I less than or equal to n1 by 2. So 7 by 2. So it will check the half of the given numbers. Till that number, it will check the modulus value. n1 modulus I equal to 0 means return 0, else I plus plus. Okay. So I value will be plus plus. How much time it will be divided. So if only one value is there, it is equal to 0 means simply it will return the 0 value. Okay. If return 0 means it is not a prime number. Otherwise, it is the prime number. Return 1. That value will comes to main function that will be stored in prime. Okay. So prime is 1 or 0 we have to find. If it is 1, you can say that the given number is prime number. If the value is 0, else means the number is not a prime number. So like that the function will work. Okay. So here this is the function declaration. So this is the function call. This is the function definition. Okay. So you just remember it. Okay. So one more program we will see with another type of functions. So to swap two values, how we can use the function. So here, this function declaration we will write. So immediately, instead of function declaration, we can define the function immediately. So here we are using the global variable, okay, x and y. So what is global variable? A variable declared outside of the main function is considered the global variable declaration. So this is the global variable x and y. So here the function definition is there directly. Instead of function declaration, directly the function definition with the declaration is there. Okay. So here it will declare the local variable and value before swapping. So we know x and y value, that is a global variable. So that value will take. This is a function definition. Okay. From the function call, we will get the x and y value. Here it is there. No argument will be getting from any other function, and no argument it is written to there. Whenever we want to swap the values, simply call the function swap. So in the swap itself, what you are going to do, the value before that, what is the value, you can print it. So after that, you can exchange the value for swapping. So then you can print the x and y value. So in the main function, it is calling the values. X value and y value, then calling the function. So here we are not passing the values x and y. Why? You know that this is a function call. We know that. Okay. So function call, we must be pass the arguments, because this function is not getting value. But what happened? There is no arguments. But while we are using the global variable, it is common to all the function. Yes. In this function also, x and y is same variable already is there. So here it will shift the x and y value, then it will perform this swap operations. Okay, so return 0 will be there. So after swapping, this will print it. Value before swapping x and y value it will print. After that, it will swap. This is the statement to use the swap the values. After swapping, it will print the x and y value. Okay, this is used global variable in function declarations and definitions. So now we are in the lecture level problems. So the develop a C program to check the given year is leap year or not using function without return type. You just remember that, without return type, and function with arguments. So using this category, you can write the program for finding the leap year. And develop a C program to check given year is leap year or not using another type. So you can change the type, function with return type and function without argument. Using this category also, you try to find that year is leap year or not. So now we have to revisit the lecture outcome. Having completed the discussion on category of user defined function in C, now students should be able to Develop the code in C using different categories of user-defined functions. So dear students, now you are capable to write the C program using different categories of functions. Even if you have doubt, you can refer the textbook Programming in ANSYS, which is authored by Dr. E. Balaguruswamy. In chapter number 9, user-defined function. Further doubt, you can check weekly tutorial sheet, as well as we will discuss in the class. You come and discuss in our classroom discussion. Okay. Thank you very much for listening this entire video. Thank you all.